Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Pastor Dan, and we try to tell one story and then reflect on it just for a moment, just to give you a little spiritual boost in a day. And I just want to talk about, as we get into a new year here, the significance of individual acts that we do. When you may begin to wonder, I'm doing this thing at church, or I'm teaching kids, or it may be something in your work that just seems very small and unknown and unnoticed and unthanked. But you never know. So here's a story from my own family that I got in touch with again a few days ago. I'm a Vendon. Some of you may know the Vendon family. I've had uncles that were pastors of huge churches. My mother was a Vendon. And they were from Norway. They came into northwest Wisconsin. They're Lutheran farmers. I found the farm one time, Rice Lake, Wisconsin. And one day, a young Adventist call porter, just a college kid, I think, in his summer, comes down a little lonely road and sells my great-grandfather, Nels Vendon, Great Controversy. Big, thick book. My grandfather remembered him sitting there in the chair reading this book, and he read his way into the Sabbath. To make a long story short, he eventually took a stand for the Sabbath. And gradually, the rest of that whole family, they moved out to Washington. My grandfather and his brother became the Vendon Brothers evangelistic team that went really all over America. My mother went every city a year, every year another city, holding evangelism, baptized thousands of people. One time they're in New York, and they brought a guest in who had been a missionary to South America, Elder Nielsen. After the church, they're having a potluck, and Elder Nielsen said, "Tell me how you joined the church. Every family has a story. What's your story?" So my grandfather, Dan Vendon, I'm named for him, says, "Well, we were in Wisconsin, and this college kid came down our road and sold my father the book Great Controversy." The guy got a little excited. He said, What year about was that? I don't remember exactly, but let's say 1898, give or take. What town was that? Gave him the name of the town. What road was that? Gave him the little name of the country, county road. And he said, "Brother Vendon, I was that call porter. I sold that book." And my grandfather got up and hugged him. Who knew? College kid. Walking down a dirt road in the middle of a summer, tired, sells one book to a family, never knows those names, doesn't know they become Adventists. My grandfather and his brother, the Vendon brothers, baptized thousands of people. My uncle Melvin had two sons, or Maury and Lou Vendon, have pastored huge churches. Lou Vendon just passed away as I taped this a couple weeks ago. Now the next generation, a lot of pastors and doctors and dentists and teachers and nurses and various people. There's 5 generations now. Someday we'll get to go to heaven and we'll tell this man, "Thank you." The power of one little small righteous act. My mentor is Elder Ralph Watts over in Redlands. His father-in-law was kind to one man who was an insurance salesman trying to get a little insurance company going. And that man was so thankful for that support that he gave a share to his father-in-law. 30 years later, that share was worth millions, and those millions have now gone into a foundation which has built buildings and made impact in the Adventist church all over the world. One act of kindness. You never know. An act of righteousness, an act of goodness. This is a new year. What are you going to do? That's just a faithful act of caring for someone, putting in a good word to somebody, giving somebody a little hope who was kind of frustrated. Say, "No, I think you can make this." And you never know the impact of an act of support, of kindness, a smile, an open door, $1 given to somebody. What the eternal consequences could be. And just vow this year that you are going to give your life to being faithful acts of worship and sacrifice for God. And someday we'll get to read the computer printout to see what God did to multiply the 5 loaves and the fish all over the world. This is Spotlight. God bless you. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.